Good morning students, welcome to the English class. So students, today we are going to take up the writing section of our syllabus. In our writing section we have a topic which has been introduced here, that is analytical paragraphs. So we will discuss how to write an analytical paragraph today. So students, now let us discuss what exactly an analytical paragraph is all about. Okay. So an analytical paragraph writing includes, so it is a form of descriptive writing which is written on the basis of a given chart, graph, data, outline, clues, table, etc. So students, first of all you have to understand that it is a paragraph writing, okay, and analytical paragraph means you have to analyze the data which has been shared by you in the question. Okay. Now first of all you have to understand that information which has been shared to you in the question, it can be in any form. See, you can get a pie chart or you can get a graph over there in the question. It can be a data in the form of a table, okay. It can be an outline graph, okay, and then it can be certain clues also, like it can be a part of an article, okay. So certain clues can be there, it can be a table also. So in various forms you will find these information which are being given in the question. Now you have to analyze that information, and on the basis of your analysis which you have drawn from that particular information, you have to write a paragraph, okay. So when writing an analytical paragraph, one should remember to describe the facts in the best possible manner and to cover the information provided. Okay. So that means you have to describe the various facts which are given in the question. Okay. And another aspect is how you are going to present that information in a text form, okay, that means in a paragraph form, and you have to cover all the set of aspects which are being covered in that particular information which is being shared in the question. Now the analytical paragraph has to be written in around 100 to 120 words, okay. So the paragraph must use clear and crisp language along with providing complete details of the chart. So we cannot see, this is not a very long piece of writing where you are going to write 200 or 250 words. So it is not like that, okay. So you have just a small word limit of 100 to 120 words. So now you have to comprise all the, you have to include all the information which is being shared to you within this particular word limit, okay. So that's why we are suggesting you to write in a crisp manner. No elaborations are required, just one piece of information and just one representation in that, okay, because it will be having a big set of information which you have to share in this word limit, okay. Now so there will be an internal choice also being given in this question. So you will have two questions over there, you have to attempt only one, okay. You need to attempt one question out of the two questions of analytical paragraphs given as a choice, and the question will be carrying 5 marks, okay. Now let us move further to discuss the various features that how we will write a paragraph, analytical paragraph here, okay. First thing, it describes the given chart, table, data, graph, cues, etc. So whatsoever is been provided to you in the question, you have to follow that information, let it be in a pie chart form or in a graph form or in a line graph form or maybe in a table form, okay, or it can be certain cues also. Now it should be brief and comprehensive. Comprehensive means it should include the complete information. No a particular piece of information should not be left out from your paragraph, okay. And the next aspect is that it should state facts that are provided by the chart. You should not deviate from those facts which are being given to you in the chart or the table, okay. You have to strictly follow that information. It is necessary to make use of simple and accurate language. The language, the sentences should be very simple, just follow the information, describe that information well into a simple sentence, and it should be accurate. Grammatically, it should be a correct sentence. Okay. It should mention figures and quantities appropriately. Okay. There should not be any deviation in the figures, or maybe in decimals, or maybe in the units. Okay. So, it should be an appropriate data which should be used. It is appropriate to use the same tense throughout the analytical paragraph. Okay. So, if you are using a passive form of the verb, and then you are using that how it happened previously, what all had been happening there up till this particular year. Okay. So, you have to use one single tense over there. No personal observation or response should be provided. See, the paragraph is based on that information which is being shared to you. So, strictly go ahead with that particular information and just describe it well over there. Do not try to place your suggestions or your opinions, okay, or maybe any other fact which you know out beyond this question which has been given to you. Okay. Do not include all these aspects. Now, it would be preferable to use the passive form of the verb. Okay. Not the active voice, it should be in passive voice. It is preferred. It will be good if you write in that passive voice. Okay. Now, let us move to the format, that what will be the format for writing an analytical paragraph. So, an analytical paragraph should be divided into 3 parts. Okay. First will be the introductory part, that will be the first paragraph, then the body of the paragraph, and finally there will be a conclusion. Now, to move to a bit of details that how we will write it. So, in introduction you will explain in 1 or 2 lines the subject of the graph which is being given. Okay. So, whatever the information is being given, there must be some heading or some details about that in the question. Okay. You will get certain headings of that particular chart. So, describe about that particular description which is being given to you in the question, that what that table is all about. Okay. Now, in the body of this paragraph, you will explain in detail what the graph is about, use the relevant figures and explain the trends. Okay. What all the way the graph is been plotting, what all trends it is been showing, whether there is a rise in that, or there is certain stagnation, or there is a fall in that, or there is a decline, or there is a sharp turn and then it is again decline. So, or it is a cyclic movement. Whatsoever is the trend, you just try to describe that. Make comparisons and contrasts. Okay. Divide into sub paragraphs if required. So, if you want to make a comparison, you can even make a sub paragraph over there. Now, then comes the conclusion of that particular analytical paragraph, and it can be last 2-3 lines. So, conclude the paragraph giving the overall view or summary of the graphs. So, here you will summarize the complete information and then you will conclude it with an overall viewpoint on that particular graph. Okay. So, this was about the analytical paragraph, students. Now, let us discuss 1 or 2 examples I want to share with you about how we can write analytical paragraphs. See here. Now, this is the first question here. Okay. Now, in this question, the chart given displays data about the number of digital devices purchased in Rishunagar across the years 2015-2019. Okay. Write a paragraph analyzing the given data. Now, see, the data is been there in a graph, bar graph. Okay. And here what is being done? The chart, what it displays, the number of digital devices purchased. Now, here there is a comparison. One is there are 2 digital devices which are being shown here. One is the smartphones, another are the computers. Okay. And the data is being given for 5 years. Okay. 2015, 16, 17, 18 and 19. So, in this manner we can compare the purchase of these two devices in between these 5 years, and we can even discuss the trends which are being shown here in this graph. Okay. So, now let us see how we have written this letter here. Okay. This paragraph here. Okay. Now, so first the introductory line, the given graph conveys us information about the number of digital devices purchased in Rishunagar across the year 2015-2019. So, this is the description of the what that particular graph is all about. Okay. The data has been represented in the form of double bar graph, where the comparison has been made between smartphones and computers. So, this is the detail about that bar graph which is being given here, okay, that we are describing here in this paragraph. Okay. The number of devices purchased has been given in thousands. So, this is how we will give a complete description of this particular bar graph which is being given in our question. Okay. Now, moving from here to the main body, that is the main matter which we are discussing here on observing the data. So, that means the very first thing you are mentioning that this paragraph is based on the observation which you have made in that particular bar graph which is being provided to you. Okay. Now, so on observing the data, it can be seen that maximum purchases of both the devices have been done in year 2019, where 19,000 computers have been purchased, and the purchase of smartphones has taken the lead by 25,000, counting upon almost 1,05,000 computers. So, in this manner we have discussed about year 2019 where the highest maximum purchase has been done. Okay, a comparison between the smartphone and the computer. Now, through the data it can be observed that the purchase of the smartphones has always exceeded the purchase of computers. So, this is one observation, the trend which you are discussing here. Okay. Except in year 2017 where over 10,000 more computers have been bought than the number of smartphones. So, now there was an exception in this trend, and that has been mentioned in for year 2017. The least number of devices were purchased in year 2015, where the purchase of the computers were nearly 35,000 and the purchase of smartphone was over 45,000. It is curious that the purchase of both devices was lesser in 2018 than the purchase in 2017. So, curious means that you want to come to know about the reasons why it happened that there was a fall in the purchase from the year 2017 and the purchase fell down in year 2018. Okay. So, the number of computers purchased in 2018 was about 50,000 and the number of smartphone purchased was about 70,000. So, here you have compared the 2 years 2017 and 18. Okay. In year 2016, it can be observed that there was a slight difference in the number of purchase of both the devices. Okay. Now, so you have discussed here 2015 also. Now, in this manner you have covered all the years over there, you have drawn a comparison also. Now, the concluding aspect of the paragraph. In conclusion, we can say that with every passing year, the graph of number of purchase of devices has risen except in 2018 and apparently shall increase in coming years. So, this is your conclusion and which you have drawn on the basis of the graph which is being given to you. Now, let us move to one more question here which is based on cues. Okay. So, read the following excerpt from an article that appeared in the magazine section of a local daily. The ban on single use plastic is impractical. The purpose of articles like bags, packaging is ultimately to make human life easier. Plastic articles do this well, so they shouldn't be banned. Now, this is an article piece, an extract from an article which is being taken, which is advocating for the use of plastics. Okay. So, it is been written in favor of the use of plastics. Now, what you have to do is write a paragraph to analyze the given argument. You have to analyze this argument, okay, not your own opinion. Now, you could think about what alternative explanation might weaken the given conclusion and include rational or evidence that would strengthen or counter the given argument. Now, either you can strengthen this argument or you can counter this argument, okay. Whatever the way you want to write the article, it is up to your wish here. Now, the given lines from the magazine section of the local daily claim that the ban on single use plastic is impractical as it has made human life easier. So, this you have revealed described that what that Q is been talking to you and what is been given to you in the question. Now, come to the second paragraph here. The moment from the very beginning in the morning, working throughout the day till night, we are completely surrounded by the substance named plastic, and it is unavoidable or on every ground. However, it cannot be denied that plastic is a threat even bigger than that of anything else. A massive quantity of over 60% of plastic waste is dumped into the oceans every year. So, now you have started discussing about the use of plastic, how it is being dumped, what is the problem which is being caused by the use of plastic. Okay. Every product has a shelf life, but sadly it is not the case of plastics. Okay. So, you are now discussing the pros and cons of both the aspects. Okay. The fact is that our planet cannot digest plastic. So, we all know that plastic takes 500 to 1000 years to completely degrade itself due to the presence of complex polymers. So, this is a fact which you have been sharing here. Now, till now, whatever bit of plastic has ever been manufactured or used by us can be found in some form or the other on the planet, and now it has reached the crisis point. One day, all our water bodies shall be overflowing by plastic wastes. The problem in India is that there is no strict laws available on the usage of plastics. Big brands and vendors have started charging extra for the cost of polybags in order to discourage the use of plastic commercially. However, it is still ineffective in the at the ground level. Okay. So, here you have discussed the various negative aspects of the use of plastics. Okay. Therefore, it can just be said that a simple piece of policy can achieve big results. The need of the hour in India is strict laws and therefore their enforcement. However, plastic even then shall continue to be in use at the ground reality until the perfect substitute of plastic is invented. So, now you have concluded with the same aspect that the plastic is an integral part of today's human life. So, in that case, unless and until there is a substitute, it is really difficult and impractical to remove the plastic from our lives. So, with this it has concluded with the complete. So, what you have discussed here? You have discussed both the negative and the positive aspect of the plastic and the various hazards, the various practical problems along with the use of plastic. So, in this manner we can write a analytical paragraph. Now, there is one more here that I am sharing with you, so that you can come to know about the line graph also. See here, on the basis of the given line graph, write a paragraph in about 100 to 120 words describing the given information. Now, see what the information is being described in this line graph. The number of girls per 100 boys in elementary school and lower secondary education in India selected between 2000 to 2014. Okay. So, what exactly this graph is? One line is the dull line that is in between, it is for elementary education. The upper elementary education is this bold line, and the dotted line is about the secondary education. Okay. So, what it is talking about, the number of girls per 100 boys. Okay. In over 100 boys, how many girls are been there? Okay. So, see here in year 2000 to 2001, there are been 63 girls over 100 boys in the secondary education. So, this is how you have to analyze the line chart. Okay. Now, on the basis of this particular information, we will write the paragraph. Now, see here how we will write the paragraph. The given information tells us about the number of girls per 100 boys in elementary school, lower secondary school and secondary school taking education in India. So, the data is about the girls, number of girls over 100 boys. Okay. The data collected, arranged and compared is of 15 years span from year 2000 to year 2014. So, this is a first introductory description of the line graph. Now, as per the data given by the Ministry of Human Resource Development, the line graph shows 3 lines for number of girls, 63 in the rank among the 3 categories in 2000, and even after 14 years the rank of number of girls per 100 boys in secondary education continues to be the lowest at 89 among the 3 categories in 2014. Okay. So, now this is about the third line, that is the secondary education. Now, another sub paragraph of the body. On the observation, it can be seen that the graph has been considerably high in terms of number of girls taking up education per 100 boys during this span at different levels of education. Though the exponential rise cannot be seen yet, there has been consistent rise in the scale. It can be seen that from year 2003 to 4 to year 2005 and 2006, there is a decline in the rate of number. So, this is an exceptional aspect that and you are discussing the trend that there was a fall in the number of girls being educated in these 2 years. Okay. Now, decline in the rate of number of girls taking up upper elementary education. The progress has been considerable in upper elementary education, access for girls soaring to the highest rate amongst the 3 categories in year 2013 and 2014. Okay. Now, this is another observation which you are sharing here. The number of girls in elementary education has increased yet rose to stand at the second rank in 2013 and 2014. But the grim reality of the statistics is that the number of girls getting access to secondary education was lowest. So, this is your final observation which you have used here. Besides, now this is the concluding part of the paragraph. Besides the reinforcement of numerous policies for girls education and investing in several projects, the number of girls entering into secondary education is still less in number. So, this is how you have finally given a concluding statement which is on the basis of the observation which you made from that line graph. So, students, now we have here taken up 3 different ways in which the questions will be put up for writing an analytical paragraph, and we have discussed also how we will be using all those informations in the questions and we will write the paragraph. So, I am hopeful that you would be able to understand how to write an analytical paragraph after watching this video. Thank you, students.